What up, it's your boy Larry Love, and welcome back, man, to yet another grandiose show, sexy edition of What the Fumble Podcast, your mom's favorite sports podcast. It's your boy Larry Love in the studio today. Trey is not available today, but I got my homeboy here, man. Shout yourself out.
I'm Dylan, man. Instagram's dpritchard.2. Here with my boy Larry.
That's what's up, man. We're going to jump in this, man. Unpopular sports opinions, man. You're going to love them, you're going to hate them, but goddamn it, you're going to listen to them, man. So, Dylan, kick this thing off.
So me personally, I feel like the best athletes come from Georgia. You know, last couple first picks in the draft in the NBA come from Atlanta.
Okay.
Now we got number 2 pick. He's finna be from Georgia.
Yeah.
He's from Georgia already, and got tennis players.
Will he be the number 2 pick?
Should be. I mean,
Don't the Hornets have number 2 pick?
why would they not draft him?
But they already got a guard in LaMelo.
He gets hurt just like his brother.
Yeah, they said Lonzo might not play again.
Yes, he's done. He's done.
Nah, but 3 knee surgeries in 2 years is like
Can't even walk right. LaMelo, they tell me his ankle is shattered. So, might as well go get a tank. Scoops a tank. Like, how you 19 that big, bro? That don't make sense.
Yeah, I get it, though. And to a lot of athletes, you know, just basketball, baseball, football.
Football is crazy. We know that.
Football is king in the South. I don't care
For
what you
sure.
do. Football is king in the South.
For sure.
So I agree with that, though. I will say, though, Florida and Texas, South Florida athletes are just different.
Depends what sport you're talking about in Florida. Football, yeah. Track, yeah. But, like,
No, track, I would say track really Texas, though. Texas really got all the fast people.
all the fast people come from Georgia, Florida, Texas, Cali.
You know what I think it is? I think why black athletes are so good in the South, we're descendants of slaves. So all that working out and shit that they did,
Yeah.
I think it just comes on us. We just got good genetics.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's all genetics right there, huh?
My unpopular opinion, I think March Madness is the most interesting time period for sports, no matter what sport or league it is. Whether that's NBA Finals, NFL, Super Bowl, college national championship. I think March Madness is the most exciting. Even the baseball, the World Series. I say the Olympics too. March Madness is the most exciting sports period time. And you just saw how if the women's can generate numbers like that, you can't tell me March Madness ain't something
The
serious.
women's was very entertaining, but the Olympics, bro, that's like every 4 years. It's rare we seeing the best athletes in the world.
I know.
This we just talking about like nationally best college athletes.
But still, though, March Madness is that you don't never
it's
know what
entertaining for sure, but Olympics.
March Madness is the one thing I can honestly say in sports that's not rigged because you don't know.
Yeah, that's not rigged.
You
the
don't know.
The Olympics isn't either though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know.
Some games in the tournament be rigged though, bro.
Like what? Which ones?
Like that one year, Kentucky was undefeated and they lose to damn Wisconsin.
I just think Wisconsin had a good team. You had Frank
crazy.
Tank. You had Nigel Hayes. Frank Tank was National Player of the Year.
Kentucky had what, 10 dudes in the league?
Devin Booker was on that team.
Coming off the bench.
That's what I'm saying. We saw Devin Booker coming out of nowhere. He was on that team.
You had Tyler Ulis.
The Twins.
Yeah, you had the Twins. You had
Cat.
Trey Lyles, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah. Cat was on that team.
I missed somebody else. I want to say Alex Pushers. I think he got hurt that year.
Somebody else was on the team, though.
There's so many people, bro.
So, yeah, I agree with that, but I'm just sticking to March Madness. What do you think the most exciting time period for sports?
Around, like, end of March, like, when it's about to turn into, like, the NBA playoffs. Like, because you got March Madness all of March, April. Then the end of April, you got the playoffs from...
So, really, like spring?
Yeah, spring.
Spring going into
the
summer.
Finals in June?
Yeah.
So you got
summer.
basketball from March all the way to June.
And high-level basketball, too. Okay,
back to back.
I agree with
That's
that.
if you love basketball, though. I say I love that time period.
I do, yeah, I agree.
It's boring in the summer, though. Another unpopular sports opinion I got is I feel like the easiest sport to me personally is probably football because you just got to be like bigger and stronger than the next person. I feel like the most skilled sport is basketball or baseball because them sports you got to really like work on your craft. Football, you got to know the technique, stuff like that, yeah, for sure. But if you big, you can get to the league. You might not even be that good. That's just my opinion.
I say in football, though, it does require athleticism way more than skill, unless you're like a punter
That's what I'm saying,
or
yeah.
a quarterback. Even
It's
the quarterbacks now,
not a
you got to
skill
be
sport.
athletic, though.
It's not a skill sport. It's a physical-driven sport. Basketball, you can be like...
You do have to have some skill, though, still to play football.
Yeah,
though.
for sure. But I'm saying, like, in basketball, you got to be really skillful. You couldn't just rely on your athleticism, unless you're Giannis. You're 7 feet. Like,
Yeah,
Luka,
but Giannis is really skilled, though.
he can't shoot.
Okay.
He has no bag. His
Yeah.
bag is to get to the rim.
Giannis was like, what, 16 for 16 in the finals? I got to count for something.
He's
a 2-time MVP, defensive player and NBA champion, and a
LeBron
top 30
should
player.
have 10 MVPs. We gonna say that. So that don't really matter.
But LeBron is, arguably the GOAT.
Look at Jokic. Jokic is not athletic at all.
But he's skilled.
Back-to-back MVPs, very skilled, and he's finna get a ring. Sadly.
We're going to see.
Sadly.
We're going to see, man. Another unpopular sports opinion I got, I think professional wrestling should be considered a sport, man.
There you go, bro.
No, I'm just saying, man. I know y'all be hating, bro. Listen, the athleticism it takes to be in the WWE or AEW or Impact Wrestling, what are these?
Breaking news, that shit is fake.
It's not fake, it's predetermined.
Oh, my God, bro.
Because think about it, Dylan. You have to put on a 5 to 10 minute match, and you have to take bumps. And you know those ropes are hard. And the springboard that you jump on, it's not like a trampoline. It's like a hard wood with springs in it. You still get hit in the face. Like if you take a chair shot, you still get hit with a chair, ladder, all that. And then, too, you got 300-pound men. You got to lift up. You got to body slam.
No.
And also there's a level of trust. I got to trust you that you won't hurt me in the match. Like, come on now. We still doing suplexes and all that. So, like, if I throw you through a table, it's a breakaway table. But that's a real table. You're still going to get cut open and you're still going to bleed.
You lost me, bro.
Undertaker had 17 surgeries, and he's, my favorite character of all time. So
Exactly. You say character.
Okay.
Character is not real.
Okay. Still, it's real. It's real to me, man. So, go on.
I don't know if this is it's sports, right? We just got the breaking news about Shannon Sharp leaving Undisputed. I feel like Undisputed is going to be terrible without Shannon Sharp. I don't know who they're going to replace him with, but...
It ain't him.
Yeah,
it ain't him.
That's crazy.
And I don't think Shannon Sharp going to another network.
Yeah, I think he's going to do his own thing. But
yeah.
That's crazy. Like, he's a legend for real.
Yeah,
You don't got that many people, especially from, like, HBCUs that make it to that platform.
Exactly. I know Stephen A. did, but at the same time...
we ain't going to speak on him.
He a little hit or miss.
Yeah, hit or miss with him. Shannon always...
No, I feel you on that. It's just, dang. It came out of nowhere, though.
Yeah,
I knew he was having problems, but it's like, dang.
I didn't expect that to happen. Nobody saw that one coming, for sure.
So
it's crazy. What's the next one you got?
My next one that I have is, I think you shouldn't be penalized for using steroids in baseball. And let me tell you why. Because baseball requires skill more so than athleticism and being big and physically strong. Now, they do take steroids to be big and physically strong, but you still have to have hand-eye coordination. You still have to have technique. You still have to move your hips a certain type of way to even hit the ball, going 90, 100 miles an hour, sometimes 105 in the batter's box. And then, too, my whole thing is steroids only affect you if you're actually good in baseball. Because if you're a trash baseball player...
you can't hit the ball.
Yeah, if you can't hit the ball, then you know nobody.
That's like I said, it takes skill to do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know
Easy. And even, too, before the steroid accusations, he was still, I think...
he still was killing them.
Yeah, I think a 7-time All-Star. I want to say 2 to 3, maybe 4-time, multiple-time MVP.
But at that time, everybody was doing
Silver Slugger. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, the steroids make you hit the ball outside the park.
Yeah.
You still got to make contact.
Yeah, you still got to see the ball.
So, Sammy Sosa, Mark Aguirre, all them guys, man. Jose Canseco, all them guys. Even A-Rod, David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez. And they try to slide David Ortiz like he didn't.
Yeah.
Don't nobody really say nothing about him. I'm like...
No, yeah, they don't say nothing about
They literally caught them, so I think so. I think Barry Bonds definitely be in the Hall of Fame. You can't penalize a guy for steroids.
They need to put him in there. I agree with you, though. I don't think steroids is like that. I mean, it's bad side effects for sure.
Yeah, obviously, but yeah.
But like for the sport, if anything, it's gonna make it more entertaining.
Yeah, and then too, it's not like the owners really care or people that care, because it saved baseball.
Yeah, it brought hella people watching the games again.
Exactly. So come on, now. Most feared hitter in all the sports. So
Barry Bonds was crazy. But another one I got is I feel like now it's easier to make it to the league rather than back in the day due to we got social media, you got trainers, you got all these new avenues you can go down to get to the NBA or get to college for free. Back in the day, you didn't have social media, so you had to go to these different places and play in front of the coaches. Now they come to see you. Back then you had to go find them if you wasn't known. So especially training wise, now you got all these machinery, you got vertimax, you got all that stuff to make you get more athletic. Back then, you had to get on your own or genetics.
I actually disagree with you. I think it's harder because there's more competition than there was now.
Yeah, it's more competition.
Because you didn't think about it. Now the world has caught up to the United States with basketball. Back then, Team USA, no matter the age, you would just show up and just be like, oh, we know we got these 60, 40-point blowout. Yeah. Now, it's very competitive because you got the last couple MVPs, Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, all from outside the United States. Luka Doncic from, Slovenia.
What I will say, the NBA is pushing for the game to be more global.
Yeah, global. Exactly.
That's why you got these MVPs from other countries.
Yeah. It's like baseball, too.
Yeah, baseball. they're black, but they just not from America.
Yeah. Guys from Venezuela, doing all this other
They
stuff.
look like us until you talk to them. You like, oh, what's going on?
Nigga, the translator. No, I feel you on that too. But I do disagree with that though, just because there's more competition and it's just scouts are not going outside the country. So and the skill level is a lot higher too.
Yeah, now I say the game is harder, but I'm saying the avenues to get there is easier. Like the games now is way different. You got 7-foot guards now. Like it's different. But back then I'm saying you had to really go out your way to get seen by coaches. Like now you have Instagram, like Mikey Williams, he's been famous since what, 9th grade?
Yeah.
And be real, he's not that great.
Yeah.
So
I think football, probably not unpopular. I think football is like the NFL is run like a slave ship.
Yeah.
It's run like a plantation.
I agree with that for sure.
Because you think about it, the NFL is a sport where the most contact, like the shortest career of every professional sport.
And the money's not guaranteed.
Exactly. So if you sign a $100 million contract, you walk away with $40 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's pretty much BS though. And I say the owners, they act like, I think the owners make the most out of each sport. And the owners, they run it like, like a plantation or whatever, because it's like
you got if they want to leave, franchise tag.
Yeah, the franchise tag is the most BS thing ever. Like, I'm a free agent.
I want to leave.
You can keep me against my what? Like, no. And then you can have the exclusive and the non-exclusive, which is just so disrespectful.
That's crazy, bro.
So I just don't like that too. And then too, we basically saw it with Colin Kaepernick. He didn't beat women. He didn't break any laws. He didn't kill anybody. All he said was, "My people. I'm tired of, these things happen to my people and nothing's done for it, and I refuse to stand for something that I don't believe go with it."
Yeah, then you have
and everybody blackballed him, said he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. And then a couple years later, what happened? George Floyd had a knee on his neck in that same position, and now everybody wants to say, oh, Colin Kaepernick this, Colin Kaepernick that, which, And two, Colin Kaepernick, there was nothing wrong with his play.
Nah,
he led a team to the Super Bowl. He broke, I think, Michael Vick's rushing record in the playoffs. So he was definitely on his way. And he was one underthrow from getting back to the Super Bowl as well. That Richard Sherman, he tipped it or whatever. And that was just good play by all-time great quarterback Richard Sherman. So
I agree with you on that. You got franchise tags. These dudes,
yeah,
after their careers are done, their bodies are fried.
And then two, I don't really think there's a financial literacy class teaching these guys how to do their money. And then two, what you make in the first round and all that. And it's just,
I feel like that's the sport where most athletes do go broke in.
Yeah.
Basketball.
And then two, all that hitting against your head, like at that point, like that is gonna mess you up. Like, and that's the risk you take from playing football. But that's just something got to be done. And then two, they can't even really get health care coverage and all that. Even like
I don't know how their pension is set up. Like I
think it maybe after 3 or 4 years. If you play 4 or 5 years, I think you might get a little stipend, a little pension or whatever.
I don't know how theirs is set up. I know how basketball is set up, but football I don't know. But
yeah,
they should at least help them out with the health insurance, at least, because their bodies are done with, bro.
And then two, you gotta wait a couple years. Now, you might be on the fence, but I think waiting, like, you think you gotta wait 2-3 years before you go pro because of the physicality. Yeah, for the physicality.
You have to though. You got grown men in the NFL, bro.
I say
you can't let them come out of high school.
Hell no, not come out of high school. No. I say instead of 3 years, make it at least 2 or 1 year, depending on your accolades.
What is it? Is it 3, right?
I think it's 3.
Yeah, you can come out after your junior year.
Yeah, I think it's make it either 1 year with accolades if they're really that top guy, or make it 2 years minimum.
I agree with what they got now.
You think so?
Yeah, because football is like, you got grown men in the NFL, bro. Like, you got dudes from no-name schools who make it to the league who are strong as hell. Like,
yeah.
And so in college, like, they're still getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? You 18, 19 coming in high school. coming to college, you still getting into your grown man body.
That's just,
and you need your grown man body in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, then what you got for me, man?
Let me think on this one. Celtics, man. I feel like Celtics should break up. I hope that they send Jaylen Brown to the Hawks. Only one can pray. But
who we gonna get in return for him?
Who for Jaylen Brown? Give him, like, who we gonna give up? Give up John Collins. John Collins and somebody, Sadiq Bey, DeJounte. Somebody gotta go. I don't care. I'd rather get Jaylen Brown than Trey. Trey don't play defense, but
you swap Jaylen Brown for that. Actually wouldn't be because they need a point guard.
Yeah, DeJounte's contract is crazy too, but John Collins needs to go. His contract is crazy. I think, and then Onyeka Okongwu, he's coming into his own as well. Yeah. And you can trade Capella too.
I think you can get something for Capella, or keep him there or whatever.
Go get a real big. Capella has no offense. He's a great defender though, for sure.
I hate we got rid of
Herder.
I hate we got rid of Cam Reddish too. That trade will forever kill.
I feel like he in the right spot. He on a young team where he can rock out.
Yeah. Who's he on right now?
Portland.
Yeah. And then too, we got Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox ain't do shit for us.
I think they cut him.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Kevin.
Then they cut Sharif too. I didn't really get that because Sharif was balling the G League.
They needed a backup point guard.
That's what I'm saying. He could have been that guy because you see when Trey goes out the game, it's no floor general.
I like Sharif, but defensively, no.
Yeah, he was just another Trey.
Yeah, another Trey.
Without the shooting.
You can't have two Treys, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Trey already doesn't play defense. You got Sharif who's not gonna stop.
I think they're the same size, really.
No, Trey a little taller.
Okay.
Trey a little taller, but yeah. I feel like the Hawks should go get Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the Celtics are going to do. You know, Jason Tatum, even though he got hurt, he wasn't showing up in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
A lot of the games. Even though they say his ankle was fried, LeBron played with no foot. Still had 40.
Yeah. Me personally, though, I think that Miami, it was just their time to win.
Yeah, it's their time. Last year, if Jimmy Butler makes that shot, they in the finals again.
So, we don't know what's going to happen then. And then too, getting rid of Ime Udoka was definitely
that was crazy. And they saying all his assistants from Boston finna come to Houston now. So
yeah, it's a part. And then James Harden going back to Houston, so it's a party in Houston. And they got the number 2, 3 pick.
What they got?
Number 3 pick.
They might got 3 or 4. They might got 3 or 4.
You took it to a quality player though.
And you get somebody good in the draft.
They got a lot of bigs though too.
Yeah, you got Jabari from here. You got they got the other dude, Sengun.
Jalen Smith, Josh.
Who the hell is Jalen Smith?
Jalen
Green?
Yeah, Jalen Green, that's what I mean.
This nigga. They got Sengun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a couple other players that I just don't know.
They got a lot of young dudes. Kevin Porter can play.
Yeah.
They run like an AAU team under though.
On God, it's like an AAU team. The
Everybody's-
best AAU team. The best 16U AAU team.
I'm good.
I'll say my unpopular sports opinion. I think Coach Prime is actually going to do very well in Colorado Boulder. Give him about 2. Now, I don't think a national championship. Do I see that in the next decade? Because that's really, I think
he's going to stay there in the next decade. Think he's going to stay there that long? You know him. He's going to keep moving.
I think the thing with Jackson State was he wasn't going to stay there a lifetime.
We all knew that he wasn't going to stay, but he could have handled that a little differently.
Yeah. I think, he had to start off somewhere. He proved he can go recruit.
Yeah.
His recruiting isn't an issue. And with these NIL deals, it only helps him. He flipped Travis Hunter, which nobody expected. And then Travis Hunter came with him. I think in the next 5 years, you could see Coach Prime in the college football playoffs. National championship, I don't know, because the SEC is still that monster.
I don't know if you really watch his games though, but
they don't know how to close. He don't know how to close games. He like Doc Rivers. He don't know how to close games.
Yeah, he's offensively he's terrible. Mm-hmm. Scheme wise, he's terrible, but he knows how to recruit though. He's a good car salesman.
I feel like he needs to be able to put it together. Yeah. I really wanted to see them win. I gave him a pass his first year at Jackson State. His first full year.
That was COVID. Oh, you talking about the first
his first full year when they made it to the Celebration Bowl and they didn't, I was like, you just got out-coached. Your team got outplayed.
Out-coached that year. Last year they should have won.
Yeah, and it was a defense though. Yeah, everybody blame the white guy for catching the ball. He should never been put in that position. It was just defense.
Yeah, it was definitely the defense.
Because you saw Travis Hunter cooking on offense, and then too deep. The defense just couldn't stop anybody. I feel like it was a scheme.
But I also feel like Deion already told him that he was leaving before that game, so dude was already like, damn, coach gonna leave. Well, I need to play hard for him.
You might have a little bit of that.
You got a little bit of that.
Yeah, I do feel like it could have been maybe done after the Celebration Bowl.
You could have handled it a little differently. You have to.
But I also feel like too. Well, news like that you can keep that under wraps though.
Yeah,
you can keep that under wraps. So
I like Deion, but how he's like bringing all the cameras around, showing every little thing.
I feel like that's just who he is though.
It's a little too much sometimes, bro. Like you don't see.
Do you think it's too much for the kids or too much just because you think he's building his brand or building the kids' brand?
Both. He had some on Prime, Amazon Prime. He cut a kid on TV, shows him cutting the kid in front of everybody. You have to put it on camera.
Yeah. But I feel like that's real life, though. I feel like if it was another coach, we wouldn't complain.
I mean, you don't see Kirby Smart walking around with cameras like that. You don't see. Nick
But I'm just saying, though, that's just who Coach Prime is, though.
Yeah. I mean, I like his swag and all that. That's cool. But
you got to think Colorado gives him that because he's the biggest thing in Colorado. Cordell Stewart.
Colorado was 1-something last year.
Yeah, 1-12.
He can do whatever he wants out there. He knows that too. Mm-hmm. So it's like.
But I'm coming. He got a bunch of I'm coming. I ain't hard to find.
He got a couple dudes.
Yeah, he had Lil Wayne out there. He had Rick Ross out there in Colorado. So
I don't see black people being in Colorado. That's crazy. But Deion is out there, so you know what I mean. He was already in Mississippi going crazy.
Yeah, so I think he's on the. I give it next 5 years. College football playoffs, national championship. Don't know, but I think he does do it well. Excel.
I don't see him beating those teams in the SEC.
Okay.
I don't see it. SEC is crazy, bro. Especially SEC gonna get tough when you got Texas and Oklahoma coming too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy. I don't know how they're gonna work that out with the regular season scheduling, but I'll see Dion beating them.
Okay.
Even the Big Ten is gonna be crazy. You got Ohio State and Michigan. Wait, is it Michigan joining them? Michigan already there.
Yeah, I think Michigan is.
I'm tripping. I'm talking about UCLA and USC. I'm tripping. They're joining the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Big Ten is gonna be crazy.
We got our last two now.
I already talked about the SEC. I feel like that's the best college conference. Got everybody, no matter what sport. From football to men's basketball to women's basketball to baseball too. I mean, you got most of the national champions last couple of years in each of those sports came from the SEC.
And I feel like too with basketball, it ain't just a Kentucky and Duke
it's
and the Blue Bloods. It's more spread out now. Like Gonzaga, Villanova been winning. It's just more spread out.
Men's basketball is a little different because Big 12 been killing that lately, but SEC's been competing. Like Alabama was the number one ranked.
Auburn, Tennessee,
Auburn, for sure. It's not just Kentucky like it was years ago. Mm-hmm. Now that transfer portal kind of
balanced it. Yeah, that's right.
Free agency made it easier.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want to talk about too. I think last unpopular opinion. I think these NIL deals are the best thing to happen to college football since the video games.
All college sports, best thing.
All college sports.
You got women signing, like I think it was SMU or Texas Tech last year.
Mm-hmm.
Every girl on the team had a $25,000 NIL deal. Like they get paid $25,000.
I think it brings more awareness too, because at the same time though, you have to sit out a year, and then too, you got to go through all that eligibility crap. But your coach can leave and bring his whole staff.
But you got to wait a year to transfer.
Come on, man. I'm the one making you money.
Exactly.
Because people want to make a fuss about Zion making he took like $100K or was it $400K?
Sure,
but he done made Duke easily over $4 million
in a year.
And
less than how long college basketball season? From like what, October to March, April.
March, April. So yeah,
in that little time span, he made millions for that school. Like, man,
come on now. Yeah, like then too, you see LSU, they loading up everybody like, oh my God, these girls are making super teams. Men's college basketball been doing that. What Duke and Kentucky and North Carolina been doing, getting 4 or 5 stars.
Man, in North Carolina had them dudes taking Swahili classes, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. Like, LSU women's team next year, they're gonna be tough.
I'm going to a game. If they come to Athens, I go to an Athens game.
I'm not going to Athens.
I got to go.
I'm not going to Athens, but
I got to go.
I want to see LSU for South Carolina for sure.
Oh,
that's what I want to see.
My homegirl played with Ravens.
I'll go to South Carolina go see that.
That sounds good.
I want to go see that
because I wanted to see what would happen if South Carolina played them though. That'd be very interesting.
You talking about this past year?
Yeah.
South Carolina was gonna kill them again.
I don't know though. I think it'd be a much closer game.
No, they was gonna kill them again. They beat them by a dub last time. Andrew Reese was not doing no TikToks that day.
I think they couldn't. I think they also couldn't get past Caitlin Clark too. Caitlin Clark's something special.
South Carolina?
Yeah, South Carolina.
Caitlin Clark, like she's Steph Curry.
I think she might be one of not the best player in women's college basketball.
Y'all forgetting about Paige Beckers, bro.
Paige is nice.
Paige was cooking her when Paige was hooping. Like Paige was the one, and then it was Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and then too, UConn isn't really the top school like they used to. Now you got Mississippi State, you got South Carolina, now you got LSU.
Everybody forgets though, like
Notre Dame.
Nobody's going to UConn no more. Like everybody's going to different schools now. Like
that's what's the power of NIL.
Like I'm saying, the SEC is the best women's conference in college basketball. Like they balancing it out.
Tennessee had a nice season.
Yeah, you got Tennessee was good.
Power to NIL though.
I want to say how many teams made it to the tournament in women's? I know Georgia made it, Tennessee made it, South Carolina of course, LSU of course.
There's a couple though.
We missed somebody. Florida make it? Probably. I don't know.
I think we don't have the list right in front of us.
Men's side is different every year.
Yeah.
Like you can't even pick like who's going to win next year. You don't know.
Yeah, that's why people who be having a good bracket at the end, I'm like,
how like.
Nah, you probably from the future. How do you time travel and see them teams?
I feel like that's very rigged to me.
Especially if it be like UMBC, you got Duke, you got St. Augustine's University.
Who did Virginia lose to? They lost to somebody. Was it?
It might have been UMBC.
No. This shot, it was somebody else. They lost to the 16th seed, I think. Again, they always lose to somebody early.
Mm-hmm.
They always lose to somebody early. Virginia, I gotta get right.
That's crazy though. But, man, it's your boy Larry Love, and it's been Dylan. You were listening to our Unpopular Opinions, man. Go follow us on all social media sites, man. This has been What the Fumble, and we are out.
Peace.